What's going on, everybody? I'm so happy to be back once again with some of my favorite people. I have Miya Cottoms, I have Kimani Haynes, and I have Eric Jefferson, and I'm so happy.
What's up?
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
I love it. Yes. I want everyone to know who the three of you are. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with you, Miya.
So like she said, I'm Miya Cottoms, or Goddess Love, however you know me on Instagram or on social media. I am a mother of twins. I am also a small Black woman business owner. I run a spiritual business called KarmaKreations, where we adorn the body and enhance the spiritual journey. And I'm really just a free spirit who loves to be in tune with herself and chill, vibe it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Kimani's taking notes, so we're going to go to you, Eric.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know it was on me. My bad.
Yeah. Work, buddy. I like that. Hey, my name is Eric Jefferson. So nice to see you guys. You know, this is more dynamic. Huh?
You can't see anyone.
I see you guys. What you talking about, Kimani? Yo, you know, I'm an actor. You know, I got my bachelor's in acting from University of Maryland. I love performing on stage. You can follow me at Eric Performs, PERFUMS. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is gonna be a fun episode. This dynamic is incredible already. You know, and I can't wait. What's up, buddy? Who are you?
Facts. Yeah. So I'm gonna let them know who I am. My name is Kimani Haynes, guys. What's up? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Alicia, for inviting myself and Eric. You know, we go back a minute, right?
Yeah.
But I currently work in as a home remodeling ambassador, and I'm also an aspiring real estate investor. So once I gain enough capital and get my mind right, I'm gonna start investing in real estate and try to create that that generational wealth and a bigger legacy for myself and my family, right? I consider myself a conversationalist, and I think that's why we were invited on the podcast. So we uber excited. Let's get started.
And Miya, one more thing, Miya. Do you know that Kimani and I are twins as well? So
no, we're not twins. We have twins. Don't say it like that.
We are. Right, come on now.
Oh no, yes they are. Yes they are.
Like twins.
Yes, no, they're both twins.
I have a twin sister.
Yeah,
Kimani got a twin sister as well.
Right.
So yeah.
That's crazy.
At first I was like, wait, y'all are twins, and I was like,
exactly.
No, Kimani beard don't connect, so we can't be twins.
It does now.
You need that.
Instagram. Come on, the oil work.
Yeah, go naked beard oil, but you cheating. Because you're using somebody else's product, and that's okay.
No. You didn't let me finish. See, I got yours black market, so it didn't come directly from you. It's yours. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
It's the disloyal fee for me. I'm kidding.
Man.
Seriously though, bro, your beard it's out there.
Thank you, bro. Hey, I'm trying.
It's out there.
This is
5 months.
It's nice.
This 5 months right here, guys. 5 months.
Honestly, so do you use beard oil? This is just a random question.
Beard oil, beard balm. Yes. I have to hook up with Alicia. No. So here's the thing. I was online. I was like, oh, let me support Alicia. But I brought someone named their stuff Alicia Cookies with a K. So I thought it was you, but it was someone else. They spelled cookies with a K. So I was like, oh, let me support my girl real quick. Turns out it wasn't you. So yeah, I have to support you now.
I want the listeners.
It's okay. If y'all come by this weekend, I will hook you guys up with some product. It's no problem.
Oh, that's a bet.
That's
a bet.
Nice.
That's a bet. Next Sunday, same time.
I mean, I thought we talked about Saturday, but that works too. It works.
Yeah.
Your boy be work. You know what I'm saying? Your boy be working. You know.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We make it work. We'll make it work.
I want all the listeners. To know, Eric's beard is beautiful, but he don't have no mustache. I don't know why. He don't have no mustache.
I
was not expecting that.
His beard is amazing, right? But that mustache
Kimani, I told you that in confidence. I told you that in confidence. His mustache
is like my beard.
I'm so tired.
Mike, how long have you been growing your dreads?
Locks. But no, it has been 4 years. 5 this December.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Love it. Wow.
How did you feel going through that like growth process? Because yours is what? It looks like it comes below your neck now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I actually got them done, like the length would actually show. But I haven't got my hair done in a year due to COVID, and I just don't like.
Oh, facts. But I mean, like, how did you feel going through that? Because I feel like everyone that I talk to that has locks, they say that that growth, it could be challenging.
Well, so kind of unpacking, like during that stage, I was already kind of like in a, I won't say a depressed space, but I was kind of in a space where I wasn't talking to people. I wasn't out there, so my head was covered a lot, and I wasn't seeing people. I really didn't care because it was just like I ain't got nobody to impress. Like during the time, because I was taking care of my kids, I was a full mom. I wasn't out there. So once I actually started being out there again and being like, hey, my hair was already growing, so I was just like, But like the stage was irritating. My hair wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, but I was patient with my hair. I was like, no, this is a process because I really wanted to cut it off, and I was just like, you know what?
Yeah. I love it. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love it.
One thing me and Kimani can agree is we love women with natural hair.
Oh yes.
Love women with natural hair.
Oh yes.
Afros. For sure. Locks, dreads. Oh my goodness.
Sexy.
We will have to rock paper scissors on some women, Like, okay, I saw it first. Kimani.
Big facts.
Yes,
Big facts.
Yes.
Big facts. Hey, I miss those days, bro. We got to get out again, man. Jesus.
Absolutely, we had to.
Yeah, this quarantine then kicked ass. Okay, it's time to get out. It's time to get out, man. We outside.
We are. And I feel like this podcast platform is very Black. And, I take a lot of pride in my Blackness, right? I think we all do, the 4 of us. And I think a lot of Black people should be doing that as well. But one thing I really want to go in on today specifically is the just like Black, like womanhood and Black manhood, Black brotherhood, Black sisterhood. I think it's something that really needs to be discussed, especially now, like things are a little things are a little crazy out in the world. And I think at the end of the day, like obviously we have ourselves, but as a community, I really think that it's important that we all stick together. I think it's a crazy world we're living in right now. I think so often we see like, people tearing each other down. And like, I keep seeing posts on social media and people are like, oh, well, like, let's just start over and forgive each other. Let's heal. Like, Black people like us and things like that. And I'm not against that, but the thing is kind of like, why are we even in positions where we have to say that? Like, my thing is where is that disconnect coming in? Right. And I think that what I love the most about our dynamics, respectively, and then my dynamic with each and every one of you, it's very solid. And I think that we are just, I think what helps with my connection with you all is the fact that we just take the time to understand each other. Like, obviously, like we may not agree on some stuff, like literally all 3 of you hold me accountable because I be wilding. And the thing is, like, I need people like that in my life. So
Right.
So one thing I wanted to ask you two specifically, Kimani and Eric, is like what helps with the foundation in your brotherhood?
Let you take it, bro.
Got you. I believe over time, the definition of manhood changed, especially when we was growing up, Kimani. And I feel myself more open to express my feelings to my male friends, And I feel as though to have a friend like Kimani who's open to hear my feelings. And, not a lot of guy friends after, being on the phone with one another. Me and Kimani, we made it a habit to, express that we love one another, Like, I love you, bro. I love you too, like it took a couple years for that dynamic. But I don't know why it was so hard for us Black men to express love for one another. And I realized as I get older, I'm like, wow, I'm finding myself not caring about the old definition of what a Black man should be, you know? I smile in all my pictures, you know, like I express
Black
happiness.
boy joy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Black boy joy. So I'm like, why do Black men have to put on this persona of heart?
Do you
to
think
get
that
respect?
that's, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Do you think that stems from, you know, just how you were raised a little bit, like generationally? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think it's a thing where it's like, okay, well, as a Black man, you got to be tough in this world kind of thing. You can't let them see you sweat. Do you think it starts from there? Have you all experienced that?
The media, I believe, you know, you hear the music industry and the movies and the TV shows, you see how Black men should be perceived, you know?
Yeah.
And in order to get respect, you can't show much feelings, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we have the shell of hardness. You know, a lot of Black men, we walk around, you know, with a mug face, you know? And I'm like, it's a beautiful day, you're living. Like I find the smallest things in life that I'm so happy about, you know? And to have a friend like Kimani to, you know, to express the same type of gratitude for life, you know, the same type of attitude, you know, it's a beautiful thing. So I think the fact that we appreciate life in the same dynamic is the foundation of our brotherhood, you know?
You know, I think
that made me so mushy. I was
I
getting
know,
emotional.
right? I was
like about to start crying. I was like,
yeah. Start singing in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Kimani.
Yeah, you know, to kind of go off of what you were saying, Alicia, I think it does have something to also do with history and what we're taught through history, right? Like when some people are built different because of the environment that they're around, right? Like the environment that they were raised in, that they were just brought up in, right? So if in my eyes, if that's what I like have to be to survive, you know, then that's who I have to be to survive. You know, so you look at it as more as a survival thing than anything else, you know. But I also want to give a different perspective. Let me know if I'm wrong, right? You all are two beautiful Black women. There's something in you that is more attracted to a man that has a little, you know, thug in him, like a little hardness in him. You know what I'm saying? If he come across if he comes across too nice, too sweet, oh, he's not gonna be able to handle it. He can't like
for me, if I could weigh in on that real quick, for me,
please.
It's the opposite. Like I appreciate a man that's vulnerable, you know, because for me, the way I am, I'm very much like we talked about this on Cookies and Conversation. I'm alpha woman, and you know, I take pride in that. I'm very strong, and it's kind of like I come from a line of very strong women, you know, so it's instilled in me. I was taught that on top of it. But for me, I get mostly turned off. Like, I like a man that can hold his own. I love seeing men be able to hold their own, but I also love seeing a man understanding that strength also comes, or like vulnerability rather, is a form of strength. Like I'm more appreciative of that than the hard exterior. I understand that certain like dynamics and, you know, certain things that happen throughout life may cause you to be a little bit more guarded, may cause you to be a little bit more tough. You know, like you were saying, Eric, the media can influence that too, because it's like you can't really afford to be like that. And then, you know, we out here dying every day. So it's like you really got to have some sort of, you know, like wall up. But for me, the way I see it, it's like I appreciate when, especially a Black man, understands that it's not weak to be vulnerable. Like vulnerable isn't weakness. That's very important to me. And I feel like once a Black man specifically finds that and understands that, when that light bulb goes off, it's a wrap for him. Like in the best way. Like I feel like you become untouchable once that happens.
I think men are more vulnerable around other men than women, because we're taught to kind of like,
well, I mean,
bros before hoes type shit.
Yeah, and that's where it's all messed up. It's like you got to sit here and make it seem like you got to be all hard in front of a woman when women are in touch with their emotions. Like I mean, I get what you're saying though, because you have to appear hard to a woman because that's what they're attracted to. But most women who are attracted to that hardness, that tough guy thing, it's because it's for either a protection thing or something that they're lacking in their own life. See, because for me personally, I just need you to be street smart. I don't need you to be tough. I don't need you to be all thug. Like, I don't like that. Like, men like that, if you really are about that, like most men like that who are really that thug that women are searching for, they not like that because by choice. It's by survival. And you know that, and you have to be sensitive to that. I more so am attracted to a man who's like on his guard, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who has more survival.
But that takes a certain like level of knowledge. I hear what you're saying, but that takes a certain level of knowledge. Like I have to have been around it or know somebody that's been around it that kind of got me hip. You know,
well, like, no, street smart doesn't mean just being smart about the streets. I mean, street smart mean being aware of your surroundings. I mean, you're not going to walk by. I mean, that's just like you're not going to walk by yourself at night in an unfamiliar area. You're going to take somebody with you. That's your street smarts kicking off. That's not because I'm from the streets. That's just me having a instinct within me to be protective. You get what I'm saying? Like not some. Okay. You don't want no gullible dude just walking around
Right.
That's what I mean by that. Like you don't gotta be going around carrying guns and stuff. Nah, that's not like that. But you get what I'm saying? Like just more so in tune with your protective instincts. There we go.
Yeah, I have a question, guys. So does it matter where it depends on someone manhood or womanhood from the lack of parenting as well? Like you can tell from a man aspect if he had a man around or a woman around throughout his lifetime, the way he carried himself, you know?
That's facts.
Yes.
That's facts.
And also a woman too. Are you missing your daddy? You can tell if she was missing her daddy the way she moved, you know, remotely throughout the space, you know?
So
I'm ready to go in.
Yeah.
So I think, and I want to tell you, it does stem from after a certain age you can't keep pointing the fingers, but it does have a lot to do with your parents growing up.
I think it's no longer pointing a finger, but it's there's awareness. Like there has to be some sort of self-awareness. Yeah.
You know, and I think because I'm gonna go in on that, and I think to add to everything that you two just said, it's like it can be a generational thing. You know, I've seen before, like when a woman is carrying her child, like trauma and stress like stays in the hip area, and that energy can transfer to the child.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I think about that all the time when it comes to me and my dynamic with my child's father, as you all know what that is. And I think that ultimately there just needs to be at some point a level of forgiveness. You know, like that has to come into play. Like sometimes it's hard, but I think that maturity definitely comes in when it comes to that.
Most definitely.
I can say, and going to your question, Eric, I think that it does play a huge part in a lot of like, you know, the Black manhood and Black womanhood and things like that. My dad was very much, both of my parents are very alpha. Okay. Like this one, I'm like, I can't help it. Like I was born to be alpha, but like my dad was very much like traditional cookie cutter. You know, you go home. I mean, you go to work, you bring home the bacon, like that's it. And then my mom is also the same way. But the difference between the two is that my dad was never the most emotionally present, right? And I think that I've noticed in my adult relationships, specifically looking at my relationship with my child's father, I'm seeing like the parallels between the two. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, and the thing is like, it also made me look at myself. And it was so what are you missing? What exactly are you looking for? Like my dad and I, I'm very much like both of my parents. You know, it's like 50-50 for sure. I think when it comes to vulnerability, it's one of my superpowers. I get that from my mother. When it comes to being able to put it on the back burner, I get that from my dad. And you know, looking back on my relationship with my dad, we went through a lot of ups and downs as I grew up, but I learned too that it's like, I can't fault him for the trauma that he went through. It's not, and the thing is like, I can hold him accountable for the fact that because of who he was around and what he chose to believe as far as like therapy and things like that. Like he never felt like it was necessary. Like his family, like you give it to God and that's it. But God will also to the people that will help you. So like for me, I had to forgive my dad for the fact that, like I said, he did not handle his trauma the way that he should have. And then also he was left in the dark in regards to that. And then I also noticed that parallel with Tyler's dad's side of the family. It's the same thing. Whereas like my mom's side of the family, they're very like I can't tell you a man on my mom's side that does not find power in their vulnerability. Like every man on my mom's side is okay with crying, and they know at the end of the day they're still a man. No matter what they've been through in life, no matter what hardships, they don't like. It's like that defined, not completely defined who they are, but it added to their story. You know what I'm saying? It's just I just think ultimately, again, like there just needs to be accountability, awareness, like you said, Kimani, and a level of forgiveness. And forgiveness is the biggest thing, because once you do that, you end the cycles, you end the curses, the trauma, and all that kind of stuff.
And Alicia, you're the perfect example though for that, because throughout your relationships, you always try to take the leadership role. Because you look at your mom, she took the leadership role in the household, because you know your dad was around, but he wasn't in the household, you know. So I you can tell, like, and is it up for you to change that dynamic about yourself to compromise in a relationship? Or is it up to you to just find a man who is more passive, to letting his woman lead, you know? So I think that leads to a different topic. Like,
I think all women in a household lead in a way. Like
I'm such an equal person. Like there's certain things that I do, there's certain things that you do, but we're equals.
There's a balance. And as a woman of the household, if you're really running that, like, you know how to work your relationship, you know how to work, like, you know how to work that man that you're in that relationship with, to kind of like get things done that you want to get done, but make him feel like it was his decision.
Like, you know, it's like, I'm gonna let you think you got this.
Exactly. A woman can come into your life and make your life 10 times better, bro. And you would look at, like, guys, we stupid. We'll look at that joint like, man, yeah, we the shit. Like, we, you know what I'm saying? But it's really y'all. It's really y'all. And it's you all making us feel that way, that shows that you're doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I love it. You know, one thing I want to talk about too, did anybody else have more to say about that topic? One thing I wanted to talk about too is, before we jump into anything womanhood related specifically, I want to ask you guys too, like, do you think, I have two things. So they come together. They're going to come together.
You got excited.
At some point on Twitter, there was like this video going around. I think it was also going around on Instagram. It was like a group of Black men. I never looked at it because I was like, I ain't got time for this, because like y'all shouldn't even be on this. But it was a group of Black men, and they were just like, oh my God, like basically like they were finally comfortable enough to like cry with each other. I think that they were talking about I think I'm trying to figure out exactly how to word it. But it was mostly like,
was it that sports?
I think so. And like they were talking about like being safe spaces and crying and like finding comfort and like loving each other, something like that, without being judged as being a man. Would you say, in your experiences, or maybe even from observations, if ego plays a huge part for y'all? Like, would you say that ego is like a strength or a weakness for you all, especially like as a Black man, and for your brotherhood? Or brotherhoods outside of the two of you?
When you say brotherhood, you know, Eric and I have a brotherhood. I have a brotherhood with, you know, a couple of other guys, but I automatically thought about Alpha, right? The fraternity that I'm a part of. And I think that was something that we had to learn. I think that's what the process, like, to becoming a member kind of got us towards, right? It was towards seeing each other at some of the lowest points in our lives, you know, seeing each other go through certain things, right? And making sure that we're there for that other person, right? And I think certain things that you go through within your brotherhood can help that brotherhood grow. Does that make sense? So it's just like in a relationship, in any relationship, the more you experience together, some things you can kind of relate on and then use those experiences to help you grow together, right? And I think that there was a lot about just us becoming members to help us come together and be more vulnerable with one another. And that in and of itself helped us, it forced us to kind of break down certain walls and have to open up about certain things, you know. But it also helped us, like we wanted to do it, and now that it's not forced so much, it's like now it's a natural thing, right? Like when we get together, yo, fellas, you know, when we all come together, and it's just like I'm sure with you and your best friends, when everyone comes together with your sister, whomever, right? You come together and it's like, yo, let's just talk, like what everybody been up to, you know. And then next thing you know, it's like somebody's, you know, opening up about something real deep, something that they haven't shared with anyone, and it's like, yo, we here for you, you know what I'm saying, we love you. It's that type of energy. But I think experiences together can help form those type of bonds.
I like that, Key. To piggyback on what you were saying, I think one of the things I love about womanhood, one of the core things that's different between manhood and womanhood, the sense of nurturing within the woman, you know, like women are nurturers by nature, you know? So when it's, say if I'm at my lowest points, there's an ego in me making it out by myself because I can get more respect, and that's manhood, you know? Like, okay, I'm down, let me make it out by myself. So, and when you say if there's egos, Alicia, I think that's a big ego. Like, oh, I didn't ask for help. I didn't need no help. I made it out myself. So I like the idea of doing things by myself. And sometimes I'm my own enemy, you know?
You're a capital.
Me versus me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find myself in dark places in which I can easily get help, if I just ask, you know? But I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this myself. I don't need no one else. And sometimes men can fall victim to manhood. That's it. You know? Easily. Like people can, just your own ego can push you in a tough spot.
And everyone has an ego, you know? It's just a matter of how you handle it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes men want to handle it by themselves, you know? So, Kimani, we have a close friend. We have to reach out to see if he's okay. He will never call.
I think, you know, honestly, when we talk about, and we're not going to, you know, use names or anything, but when we talk about a mutual friend that we have, right? There's a thing of, he knows that we're here. I feel like, honestly, if you reach out so many times and I'm not gonna reach out anymore, because I'm letting you know that I'm here to help.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, but you gotta think about your health too. You're, like, you know what I'm saying? You're a person too, so I feel like after you reach out so many times, and sometimes it's just with you, bruh. It's with you too. You know, it's like, I'll let you know that, because we'll have conversations, right? And it's like, I know you're going through something, bro. I can help you out with this, blah blah blah. Like, you know, and then nah, Key, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still there,
like, yeah. And it's like, yo, I know he could, you know, I know he can use the help. I know he can use the help. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going. I think it's definitely pride. It's feeling like, nah, I can do this. And I think it can hurt us,
Yes.
But I think it's good that we have it at the same time. It's like, all right, you know, because it gives us drive. It gives us you know, that type of more motivation. But we all need help at some point in time. And I feel like if you aren't accepting my help, then you may need to go a little bit deeper and before you ask for my help. It's like, it's okay, it's all right, you know, but if you need me, you know I'm here. So I'll just wait.
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to, and then in those instances, you know, you just have to meet people where they are. Just speaking generally, you have to meet people where they are. You can't, and it took a lot of trial and error for me to really make peace with that. You know, you gotta, like, if someone is not, no matter what they're going through, if someone is not able to reciprocate the energy that you are giving, if they are not pouring into you equally, you just gotta be like, you know what?
You gotta
you got it. I'll be here.
Know when to say when. Know when to say when. Just know when to say when.
But also, the only con that can come with that is that you don't want to always be too available, because what if it ends up being a thing?
And some sort of expectation.
Right. It's like, well, I know you're gonna be here anyway, so it is what it is.
That's where boundaries come in.
Boom. That's my issue, and that's my issue with a lot of what I thought would be sisterhoods. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like people abuse the fact that, like, I'll be like, well, you know, I'm just here. I say that a lot. I'll be like, I'm vibing, I'm here, we chilling, it's all good.
Then 7 months later, how come you didn't hit me up because I was going through this?
And you know, you know, and I'm really glad you said that.
I mean, I didn't mean.
No, I don't want to take. You go ahead. You got it.
No. I was just saying because. No, come back to me, because I want to say it in a very. I don't want to say it in a very negative tone or
negative way.
You know, negative way, because
you're trying to choose your words wisely. No, let it be organic. Yeah. Good. You just spit it out.
It's fine.
All right. So my thing is this, because I like Alicia, I'm one of those friends, I'm always available for people. And I've seen it even with Alicia, in our sisterhood, that she is one of those friends that you can depend on for a lot of things. Sometimes, I mean, yes, people need their space, but I think it comes in, not just even friendship. I mean, like, you know, brotherhood, sister, I think it's just in friendships, period. You have to know your friends well enough to know when they need their space, and then know them well enough to know when something's not good, because like, yo, I hit you up and you haven't hit me up. And then but it's all about those boundaries you set. But like I said, you have to, I mean, look at your friendships like they are your siblings, your brotherhood, sister. Some people, they'll say, oh, I can't stand my sister, but they know them well enough and they love them well enough to know when something's not right. You know what I'm saying? I think it's that type of dynamic you have to approach with your friends if they are your true friend. Like Alicia and I, we won't talk. Now we do, but there will be times we wouldn't talk for months. And I was just like, but I know she's on social media. I know she's good. I know she's thriving. But even then, I'll just be like, let me hit my girl up.
She knows there's always more.
And then because I know there's always more, I'm like, wait. Something's off. Or like let me just pop in and see what's going on. Or, you know, it's just, like I said, just knowing your friends, knowing when they need you. I have one friend, one of my good male friends. It's so funny. Every time I text him, I see, and we have iPhones. So you know how when you can see when someone's texting? But I'll go and I'll see him typing like at the same time. It's just it's like a mental, we just know when to check in with each other. So that's what I'm saying. Wow. It's just like knowing your friends and knowing when it's time to be there and when it's time to step back.
Yeah. That's one thing that I want to say too, really quick, to, you know, to go off of something Maya said. It's what I love about our sisterhood. Like, and I tell people this all the time. Like Maya has been my rider literally since the very first day of high school. Like I've had falling outs with people, but one thing I appreciate about us, like, and I've had disagreements, arguments, things of that nature, but the one thing I appreciate about us is that we have such a solid understanding of each other. And I also feel like for the two of us, it's like an energetic kind of thing. Like we clicked and that was it. Like there have been times where like we both had each other a little fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like the difference between our bond and a lot of the bonds that I have with other women is the fact that we hold each other accountable and we still respect each other at the end of the day. We will never hold it against each other. And I think that's what also makes it hard for me to create sisterhoods with women, because I see a lot of the time, like, they'll just throw it back in your face. You know, it can be a little tough. So I would rather not subject myself to any type of drama. You know, I'm in a very different space in my life where it's like, I don't have time for things like that.
Don't want it.
Specifically, right. And specifically with our dynamic too, when I was with my ex, so not Tyler's dad, but like he wanted to keep me away from a lot of people. You know, like, I mean, they were both like that, but specifically this one, he really wanted to like keep me away from people. And it was kind of like she knew something wasn't right. So it took me coming forward about my assault and things like that. And she was like, you know, I wish you told me. But I mean, she was like, I'm glad, you know, we here and we talking, we hashing it out, but like, you should have told me. And from where I was mentally and emotionally, and this goes back to what I was saying, like, you have to meet people where they are. Mentally and emotionally, I was not in a space to communicate with anybody because I had already been cut off from so many people. Not that I couldn't reach out, because I'm a grown woman. It's not that I couldn't reach out, but it was, for me, it's like a cycle of, I was caught in a cycle of, okay, what could happen if you do say something? What could happen if you do speak up? And, you know, you just have to separate yourself from people. You have to separate yourself from things. And I found that power within myself to be open about it. I didn't know how to talk to just one person. Like, I was dealing with like a lot of anxiety and depression back in 2020. It was tough. So I couldn't bring myself to talk to anybody about anything that I was going through.
I think I get that.
You have to meet people where they are, but and like, and I appreciate, you know, Maya, and I want to say this on this platform too, like, you don't hold it against me. And that's one thing I'm very grateful for. Like, I think, like I said, I think a lot of women, but I see a lot of Black women specifically, hold their sisters, like, not hold them accountable, but like, they don't let it go.
Yeah,
and I think that we have such healthy communication. I haven't had such a healthy friendship with another woman like in my life ever. So I'm very like you my rider. You know,
how did you guys
all the time?
How did you guys get that? How did you guys get to being at a place where you're able to communicate like that? Like, so what happened through your sisterhood? Because I definitely believe sisterhood has different issues or concerns or maybe problems than brotherhood does, right? So how did you guys get to the place where you guys are in a healthy sisterhood and you're able to communicate and know when I need to reach out to that person, know when, you know, I need to take a step back? Like, how did you guys get there?
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that we experienced a lot of our nonsense and just dumb stuff in high school, like early on in high school.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Like, and then also, we've always both been very straight shooters. Now, granted, in high school, Maya was like a little bit more direct than I was. I was like direct, but I was back. Maya would be the one in class be like, hey, yo, nah. Like, she's way
I have to call out what I see. It's like, bro, don't nobody else speak this. It's just me. Okay,
I'll be wild is that the roles have switched. So now she's like very much like she's open and honest about stuff, but she's very like, I'm gonna let it ride. Whereas I'm like, nah, bump that.
You just let it vibe out now.
Exactly.
But, like, go ahead. No, because I was gonna give you two examples. I was gonna say, one, it was in high school. Of course, like Alicia, you know, she can have falling outs with people and things like that. And okay, I'm not coming for you, sis, but I'm gonna just.
I know you're fine.
She's gonna be honest. That's all.
But like in high school, I don't know, maybe we might have had a situation, and it's like Alicia, it was. I noticed like with a lot of friends, like Alicia will call people out on their stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't do that." People will like real life like cop the plea, and I'm like, "Nah, this is what happened. Yeah, this is what happened now." Are we going to be friends after this? I'm going to tell you, okay, yes, this is what happened. Yes, I was effed up. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but this is why I felt the way I did. Are we still going to be friends, or you going to leave like the rest of these mofos because I don't have time? And it was like, well, I appreciate your honesty. And we moved on. But then when I got pregnant, Alicia really showed like how she showed up for me as a friend. Like she really showed me like she's that friend, that one friend that you could call, because I really had nobody else to call. I didn't want to tell anybody. She was literally the only person that knew besides my family when I first got pregnant. And like she would take me out to lunch and she come see me and she asked me how I'm feeling.
I pull up and be like, you need anything? All right.
All throughout that, and she was just really, really supportive, like through all of it. And like I said, she was there for the baby shower. She was there when they're born, even though I think I was having like 3 different drugs, you know. But
I left work and like my manager was pissed. I said, my goddaughters are here. I'm out. Got in the car and left. I don't need the money. I'd rather check on you.
Right.
And one thing I will say, you know, tying into that as well, like I'm the type of person that's like I kind of go off the grid sometimes. It's not personal towards anybody else. It's not like a vendetta. It's more like I need to sit back and heal. I need to do some work on myself. And I think it was probably like a little window, I want to say, where like I wasn't coming by your places frequently.
Yeah.
And I was already beating myself up about it, but I knew that I wasn't in a space like for me to give my best to anybody. I was going through a lot of stuff. And then the one thing I will say that no matter what I go through, if you ever need me to show up, I'm going to show up. And that for me, like showing up whatever day that was, I knew I was holding myself accountable by being present. You know, and you know, even like I said, even if I go off the grid, I'm literally only a DM, a call, a text, you know, like away.
Oh, anytime I needed to vent, she was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's like I think it's just the fact that we're able to hold each other accountable. We can be real. Like, we don't have to hold back anything of how we feel with each other. That's what makes this go. I feel like a lot of friends they have these female friends where it's like, oh, this is my friend, but when stuff is going good, but then they got a problem with them, they won't talk to them for 3-4 months. They be ready to fight. And it's just like, and then also when they have a problem with that friend, they take it to other people. Nah, we're gonna take it straight to the source. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wish I had some tea. I
have a question, ladies, about womanhood, and it's a stereotype. So I want you guys to break it down. Okay.
I mean, go ahead.
So, and every time when you know, I get around my work colleagues or environments, I notice a whole bunch of women together in one room. There will always be one problem, you know. So I just want to know, like, what is it about a group of women that it can't exist sometimes, you know?
Like in the same environment.
Intimidation.
Wow.
They made shows about it. Like it's literally a thing.
Yeah. What I was to pick back off of what Alicia said, I mean, I have been in groups of women where the vibe is always just like you go in and it's just like, yep, something's off with one of them. But then I've also been in dynamics where, I guess because I was a Girl Scout and like this was like we had to do sister bonding activities. I've also been in a group space with women, or we were young women at this time, but where we could all sit, have fun, be vulnerable with each other, and it was no problem. I think it's just getting the right group of dynamics of women together. Because just like with men and women, you know, you're going to have those ones who vibe high and the ones who feel intimidated. And with women, it seems, I don't know why, I feel like guys, y'all don't get as jealous of each other as women do. It's like women, they get jealous over the littlest things. Like, I feel like people, it's not even like women, I feel like get jealous off of energy. Is that
my life?
That's wow. A lot of women, it's not even about how someone looks, because people look at me. I feel like sometimes people look at me, and this is not to sound cocky, but I feel like people look at me and they feel like they have to be mad. I'm like, well, what you mad at? You look better. You look prettier than me, or you are in a position where I wish I am, but maybe you're not happy, and you can see that I am, or I'm.
Wow, that's wow.
I'm free. I can be free to be myself, but you're too busy trying to keep up with the crowd. I mean, and this is not coming for anybody's neck, but sometimes, I mean, that could be a thing, an insecurity of I'm not where she is, but it's at the end of the day, we all, I mean, I wish women realize at the end of the day, we all got the same goddamn problems. We all just need to come together.
For me,
that's really what it is, but all women don't realize it.
For me too, like, it's definitely an energy thing. My entire life, I've always been like everybody's homegirl. if you got an issue with me, that has something to do with you. Cause I don't create problems with people. I don't have no problem with anybody. She knows what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like Maya knows. I don't ever go out of my way to create problems with people. For me, I've always been the type of woman that wants to see other women win. There's just like you said, like there's the comparing that leads to insecurity, that leads to projection and deflection, and it just becomes unnecessary. It's a snowball effect. My entire life, people have always been turned off by the fact that I am so well liked. And like the thing is, I get it from my parents, honestly. Like I can't go anywhere without somebody knowing my parents, because they're like, oh my God, and like it just happened to go down to me. My life is like that too. And like for me, it comes down to being a decent human being. I think people hate the fact that I'm naturally a decent human being, not only because I choose to be, but because that's how I was raised. That's how, like, I was born to be a decent human being. I think that I've run into a lot of issues with women, and this also makes me hesitant to create sisterhoods with other women, because they've always from a place of jealousy, insecurity, intimidation, things like that, they've always sought out some sort of vengeance on me because of where I was and where they weren't. And the thing is, and I tell people all the time, like, social media may make stuff look amazing, but the thing about me too is the fact that I'm so unapologetic with my journey, who I am. I'm unapologetic. I'm very open about my traumas and how I heal. And I think that also intimidates people because, or specifically women, because they see it as like, okay, well, why can't I do that? Why can't I find the strength to do X, Y, and Z? Why can't I speak up for myself? And the thing is, I speak up for the women that can't do that. I speak up for women that are still trying to find their voice. In previous, in quote, sisterhoods, anytime I reach a level of success, they drop like flies. I will definitely say that when I had my pop-up for the Mona Lisa Bakes, in 2019, wifey? Yeah. Literally 2 days after, things hit the fan. A group of women that we used to spend time with, it's like she even knew the vibe was off. I was just chilling because I'm like, these are all my friends, you know? Like, hey, like, it's cool. You know, I was aware of everybody's nonsense, but at the end of the day, like, I felt like we had a solid bond. At least I thought. Literally 2 days after my pop-up, it was like they were trying to sabotage my business, my womanhood.
It wasn't they. It was one specific person.
Oh, one specific person, but then it became a snowball effect. It became a domino.
Yeah. But let's be real. Like, I just want you to be very clear as your friend. There's one person who had ill intentions, and then it snowballed to everything else to pop up. Yeah. And I knew that one person. Oh, I should have said something. We're going to move on.
How important?
Go ahead.
How important is it to have multiple sisterhoods? With like, I don't, and Eric, you might feel indifferently, but I don't feel like it's necessary for me to have like create a form of brotherhood with every guy I come in contact with, or every guy I deem cool. Or every guy I deem to go out with, and you know what I'm saying, like I don't think it's necessary to say, yo, this has to be a brotherhood, or in your terms a sisterhood. Like I don't, it's like, man, I'm fine with this relationship being, you know, with where it is, and I have enough brothers. Like I'm good. If you can find two solid people,
right? And I'm with you. I think the reason why, like I said, like I don't try to force things to happen. You know, I always say seasons change and so do people. You know, not everybody is meant to be around for a good time and or a long time, right? So it just gets to a point where it's like, you have to know who you are. And when you're elevating, it's like, okay, you start to see the cracks. I will never force a sisterhood. I know who's for me and who's not. And what has also exposed that to me is just being the entrepreneur that I am. Me being an entrepreneur turns people off a lot. Like every time I elevate, it turns people off a lot. But the thing is, I do everything for the culture. I do everything I do for Black women, Black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I see that too, I see it as like a sisterhood. Like I uplift anybody, especially Black women that have businesses going on. Like, and then in there, we could possibly create a sisterhood, but based off of business. Like, I don't force anything. What's meant to be will be, and if it's not, so be it. Over time, you learn that there are certain people that you can mesh with. There are certain people that are for you, right? So it's kind of like, I'm cool with having, like, to be honest, the sisters, like, you know, that are beyond my blood, like Maya, like blood could not make us any closer. Like, that's just it. But like, I can literally only count those women on one hand. Like, yeah.
I feel like that's how it should be though. Like, I think that's okay.
Especially as you get older, 100%.
Yeah, I don't need 50 guys. I can look at like, oh no, it's my brother right here. If I go around calling 50, like, forget the fraternity, forget all that, right? If I'm going around like calling 50 people, yeah, man, this is my brother, blah blah. I look fake as hell. Like, that's it. You're not like, come on, right? You're not that close with 50 people. You're not. No, that's no. Then
and it's hard to manage that as well.
Yeah, 50 those people. Relationships.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
How do I remember your 50 names? Like, I'll give you.
Right.
Yo,
like, for me, and honestly, like, I would say, just going back to what I was saying earlier too, like, my vibe is very, like, I've always been everybody's homegirl. So when people meet me, they be like, especially like outside of social media, they'd be like, you know, I feel like you my sister. Like, I get that all the time, and it's like, it's cool. Like, I'm never going to be like, you know, it's like, I'm for my people. I ain't never against that. But when it comes to my core, my foundation, I don't give that title. I don't hand that title out lightly. You know, like, if I'm saying that it's beyond blood, like, if I'm saying that you don't have to be blood for me to deem you family, that holds weight. You know, you don't have to force it. Everything is organic, and you just get each other.
Right. Wow.
Ooh, y'all,
how do you all this for all three of you guys, how do you like, when you come into a new friendship, let's not even get into like, oh, this is a sister, like, we just meeting, like, how do you gauge that into like conversation? Like, are you talking about the longevity of a friendship? You know, if you meet somebody and you're like going on a date or something, how you kind of like, oh, so have you ever done this? Have you, like, you know, you're trying to get to know that. Is it the same way when coming into a friendship? Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. Like, when you're trying to pursue a new friendship, are you pursuing it in the same way you pursue a new relationship?
Exactly. Like, are you questioning that person? Are you like in depth, or is it?
So I don't pursue relationships personally. Like, when you know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that pursues
I shoot my shot.
Any type of connection. You said what?
I said I shoot my shot. I'd be like,
right. She's just. It's like, no, I don't mind shooting my shot, but I don't pursue like I just let things vibe out. Like, so when I get to know someone, like, literally, if it's a relationship, friendship, I'm really want to know who you are as a person. It's like, it's funny with females, like, it happens instantly. Like, I don't need to like, oh, so what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? Like, I don't know why, but when I get a new female friend, it's just like, I meet her, we start talking, and it just goes off. With a man, on the other hand, it's actually funny because one of my close friends now, the way kind of how we became close was kind of doing that, like, getting to know each other, but it was just natural. So it was just more so we like our vibe kind of already stuck. And then it was like, while we were texting, it was like, well, what are some things that you find inspirational, or what do you normally do this day? And then just things like that. So it's just more so getting to know a person and how they communicate, just overall.
So you just vibe.
Yeah, I vibe. Like, I hate
vibe.
that word, but I just really vibe. I catch out how people are receiving to me, because as y'all can see, I like to talk a lot. And I like to get to know people. So
I guess not having expiration dates on new relationships, like, it's like the goal, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like, just letting it happen organically. It's like the best type of relationships. I think Kimani and I first met, we both were like the loudest in the room, and we both was like, it's like, this guy trying to be a class clown. No, that's me. You feel me?
Yeah.
He's not gonna have the best jokes. That's me. You know, like, and that's how we
that's accurate.
Right, and we organically noticed that we both were funny guys, and we wanted to get to know, one another. And I think that's what's missing in womanhood sometimes, because women can get jealous off of that. The prettiest girl in the room, and or the best dress. And sometimes women have the most toxic egos. So like, I'm just saying,
I mean, that's what I mean.
But here's the thing about women.
You ain't say nothing wrong, bro. I got your back.
Well, it's 2 against 2. Yeah.
So here's the thing. This is the only reason I say toxic ego. Toxic egos and good memory don't go together. Guys, Kimani don't even know what he had for lunch yesterday.
Yeah,
we let things go easy.
Yeah.
Women do not let things go easy at all. So
I know a lot of men that don't.
No, okay. So what's up with these guys that's still living in their glory days of high school, but they like 30 though?
they talking about their football stats in high school.
Yes.
Like, dude.
So wait, hold on. Is that something that
but
right?
Yeah. Is that what you expect? Like, Eric, if we get together and I start talking about, yeah, man, in high school I was like, what's wrong with that? Are they doing it on a date with you, or like is this always the topic of conversation? I'm trying to figure out where the issue is.
I mean, no.
If it's always the topic, that's an issue.
Yeah, if it's always the topic, I got you.
Yeah, that's the issue.
But if he brought it up, like he trying to tell you about him. See, that's what happens with women. So when you try to open up, you try to talk to him. Why he talking about his glory days?
I was about to say that sounds like my baby daddy. Like anytime you talk to him, you be like, yeah, I used to play football. It's
it's okay to talk about your glory days, but when when we're moving forward and I'm trying to get you to move forward, so it's like, okay, so how are you going to take that into what we have now? And there's no connection.
I need a real example here. I need a real example.
I can't do a real example without putting somebody out there. That's disrespectful.
Can I?
Oh,
I don't really drag my baby daddy like that anymore, but I'm gonna drag him today. So the thing about him, his pitch is very like, because like you see him, he's a big dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like 6 feet, about 200, 300 something pounds, big dude, right?
Yeah.
I used to play football and used to play basketball. Like it's like the pitch, right?
Who we talking to when you say that?
Huh? Oh, everybody. Everybody. So like it's kind of like the core of who he is. And the thing is like he's so stuck in like the glory days that it's kind of like, okay, for me personally, I'm like, all right, so, and y'all know me, I'm very solution oriented, like, okay, let's get it going. If you're telling me about what you used to do and how you want to do, but you're not doing anything,
that's the problem. No, that's the problem. It's not that he's talking about the old shit. It's that he's not, like, you're not happy with where he is in life. And it's like, all right, I got what you used to do.
No. And it's
but
for me,
you need to be doing something else now, because this ain't paying the bill.
And look, here's my thing. I don't ever have it, for me personally, I don't ever have an issue listening to whatever somebody used to do, because I'm quick to talk about, I used to do makeup. I don't promote it, but if you need me to beat your face, I'm gonna do it. Like brows, lashes, all that, I got you. Mm-hmm. Whereas with him, it was kind of like, it sucked because early on in the relationship, like for me, y'all know, like if I rock with you, I'm going to invest in you, whatever that looks like, whether it's just like moral support, it's like financial, like I'm going to support you. So early on in our relationship, right? He this is just us getting to know each other. He's telling me about what he used to do, how his knee got messed up because of basketball, like how he had to leave college and like his football career, and like he's trying to figure out how he can be an independent player and stuff like that for some sort of team. I'm like, all right, cool. One of my mom's friends is a fitness trainer in LA, right? We had set up for him like, yo, all you need to do is get a plane ticket. He'll work with you for a week. You can meet his clients. You can do this, and that. For me, like I said, like if like you can't talk about the glory days with me and then not do the work. So I don't mind hearing about it, but if you're not putting action to it, you're wasting my time and yours. What are we talking about it for? The opportunity was there. Guy was ready. And he was like, you know what? I don't think that's for me. I don't look for handouts. it's not a handout, it's an investment. Like, you know, if you're saying that your end goal is to be a celebrity trainer, you want your own gym, this person has a gym, they're a celebrity trainer, don't you want to pick up some tools? Don't you want somebody that's going to continuously invest in you? Yeah. That's an ordeal.
So no, that would, and I mean, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, man or woman, no, I'm saying like this go vice versa, but no, I'm saying for man or woman, for men or women, okay? If I'm in a relationship, right, with a woman, okay.
We know what you mean, Kimani.
Or man.
Yeah.
We know what you mean, Kimani.
Hey, listen. I look, like you said, Alicia, I want to support you. I want to be able to help you. And I think this is the way that women look at men. Like, we gotta be the problem solvers. We gotta know how to take action. We gotta be that person to lead in a sense, right? To step up. Mm-hmm. And a woman doesn't mind investing in you if she sees it in you. Woo! But then when she starts to invest in you and you ain't making no noise, she gonna look at you like, all right, like,
so why you wasting my time and yours?
What's going on? What's going on? You know, and you better have some answers. And I get not having everything together, right?
Yeah,
I get that process. I'm curious to know what really made him not like what made him make that decision of not wanting to take advantage of that opportunity. Like, because if that's something that you really want to do, I think that just comes from communication. Yeah,
it's probably the ego in him. He didn't feel like
that. Not only that, you know, I can confidently say he's one of those people where it's like we had two different lives growing up. Now, granted, everything wasn't handed to me on a silver platter. But if I needed something, my parents would, you know, like do whatever they can to invest in me. And I say this because the difference between me and him is that he has never had anybody invest in him. Whereas me, my family does it effortlessly. I may not have wanted the investment from my dad's side because of like their energy. But as far as my mom's side, they, with the quickness, like whatever you need, we're going to be there. Like they're my biggest cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that. He was his own cheerleader. And then also he had a rough life growing up. He didn't have anybody to like really hold him down. There was like a lot of, I'm gonna put it like this. When you grow up in a toxic environment and all you know is toxicity, you really don't know any better. You don't know when something good is coming to you. So when you actually have something good coming your way, you don't know what to do with it. You know, like I don't have a close relationship with his side of the family. Like I literally don't talk to anybody on that side anymore. And I remember his older brother told me one time that they have two different dads. Rayvon's dad, I'm gonna just drop his name. I don't really care. Everyone knows who he is. So Rayvon's dad, he was in and out of jail a lot, like when they were younger. And I remember his brother telling me that one time they went to visit, and Rayvon caught himself having like too much of a good time. He realized he was too happy, and he just quickly shut that off, completely turned that off. And his brother didn't understand why. And it was from that point on that he felt like anything good that happened to him, he didn't deserve it because his father didn't have good things. So like anytime somebody was trying to pour in him and invest in him, it was kind of like he didn't know what to do with it. The difference between the two of us is like I never had an issue just going after what I wanted. Whereas like he questioned everything. I may question the process, but I'm gonna give it to God. You know, like I said, like, and I also have, again, people that will invest in me. You know, that definitely plays a huge part. And I think what disappoints me the most looking back on it is the fact that, like I said, he saw that everything that I did for him as a handout, but after our relationship, all he wanted was people to invest in him. So it's kind of like I set the tone for it. I don't know what made me different. I know my skin tone plays a part because he's 100% a colorist. And I think just because like he always felt that I was better than people, like I always had access to more things, but like I've always had to bust my ass for every single thing that I do. Like, you know, it's a whole thing, but
yeah. That sucks. I mean, I hope that things get like, because the way things are now, it doesn't mean that it'll always be that way, right? Like it's a process to everything, and we're just going through the journey. Like, can we say that we're going through the journey? We're taking it day by day, and who knows what things will be in the next 5 years, right?
Right.
But I get that. Like, not if that's not that energy isn't something that you're used to, and then you get it, that can be a bit scary. And maybe you don't really understand how to communicate through that because you don't understand it yourself at that point in time until you have to look back at it.
Yeah. Is
that fair?
I think it's fair for sure. I think what also plays a part is he didn't have like I said, he didn't have a solid male role model. And then by the time that his father was getting his life together, he was taken away. Like, he was murdered. You know what I'm saying? So like he didn't it sucks. Like, it happened early on in our relationship. It's horrible. But you know, that aside, it's kind of like I think he was looking for, you know, just like someone to look to. You know, even at one point he was looking to my dad. It's just like you can't expect a handout when the work isn't like being applied. And that's very much like how my family is. You know what I mean? I'll go in after we record, but like that, because that's another conversation. But again, it's more like, you know, when toxicity is all you know, you don't know any better. I think that that's what I want for Black men and Black women. I want us to not be afraid to invest in ourselves. I'm very guilty of having a hard time investing in myself on a personal level. But when it comes to business, I'm quick to invest. You know what I'm saying? I think that ultimately, big picture, manhood, womanhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, we have to, and I say this all the time to a lot of people, and I say this to myself all the time, and it's a journey. We have to give ourselves grace because the world doesn't give us that. You know, I think that we have to really look at ourselves and be patient with ourselves and understand that obviously, like, we can't live so far back in the past. And if we are living in the past, it's like, how do we heal now so we can create a better future? And if you live too far in the future, you're holding yourself now in the present. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like at the end of the day, like, you know, like I said earlier on in this recording, that at the end of the day, we have ourselves, but we also need to be able to lean on each other. And I think that Black men and Black women need to understand what grace is at the end of the day. You know, what patience is at the end of the day. And a lot of people don't have that, but at the same time, you really got to like apply the pressure and make it work. When you're not pouring into yourself, when you aren't investing in yourself, when you aren't giving yourself the grace that you deserve, you hold yourself back. And I think that ends up being shown in the relationships that you are trying to create, or the ones that you already have, but maybe at the seams because you aren't taking a look at you. I think that it's important for us to do the work and look at each other and figure out how we can enhance each other rather than tear each other down. It's a journey, but you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we're making it. You know what I'm saying? It's a day by day thing.
We're going through it.
Exactly. It's a day by day thing. And I mean, we here. I feel like we should end this recording off, this episode, with like us gassing up ourselves a little bit, right? What is one thing? Because I asked my sister this on my episode with her for Cookies and Conversation, but I want to ask you guys too. And I don't even think I asked myself this when I was talking to her. But one thing I want to ask you guys is, what do you all bring to your relationships, and how do you show up for people? And like, I want to talk about, you know, like I said, Black people, because this is what we're focused on right now. But how do you show up, not only for your community, but the people that you're closest to? And what's the best part about you?
Wow, that's a very self-reflective question.
I try.
That's a really good question.
I'll start it off. I'll say it's my heart.
Nice.
intentions. The fact that when I show up for people, I'm showing up because I want to be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I do it because I want to be there. If that makes sense, I'm showing up with my full heart. It's like either I'm gonna do it full heartedly or not at all. Because that's just how I am. I'm gonna either do it all the way. Or I'm not gonna do it at all. And that's actually kind of it's a gift and a curse, but you know. So that's what I say. I think like because like and even with me just trying to work on my own energy, work on my own peace and inner healing, I realized within that inner healing, I just want to give so much. Like the peace that I find, I want to give it to other people. I want everybody to know what that feels like. And so I guess like I said, with pure intentions and with a pure heart and knowing when I'm showing up, I'm doing this because I love you, because I want the best for you. I'm doing this because of my love for you, not because I want anything for me. Because if I wanted to do something for me, I would have did it for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a very selfish person as well. So when I show up for you, I'm showing up for you all the way.
Yeah, that's not that's real.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I would say one of my biggest compliments in my life is not the fact of how funny I am, but my energy.
Yes.
People always come up to me and say, Eric, you have amazing energy. Every day I wake up at 7 a.m., I clock into work, and they say, Eric, how come you have the highest energy in the room always? So I would say that's my gift to people, and that's what I bring to relationships. I would say I have a magnetic energy that I always carry around every day. You know, I can lift people's spirits up and their mood just being around them, honestly. I was like, whatever you're feeling, I'm going to bring your mood up. That's my goal, you know? So yeah, I think, that's my value, you know, in relationships.
Yeah. Each of you guys' answers have been honestly really good. Really good. I'm over here thinking, I'm really over here thinking like, damn, like what am I bringing to the, and honestly,
your mustache, you have a great mustache, Kimani. I mean, it's amazing. I wish I had a mustache.
You need to go naked.
I get so jealous. I get so jealous, Kimani.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. No, honestly, if I can be 100% honest, give me. I'm on the phone. Thank you very much. This is what it's like to be. I see why you guys are in your cars. Yeah.
See, on the phone. Tyler will be like that. Try to be on my phone, my laptop's up. No.
Exactly.
His mom knocking on the door. Kimani, want some hot pockets?
Some hot pockets. You can wait. Thanks.
No, Mom, no. Okay. Yeah, I honestly would say within this past year, right? 2020 was very challenging, right? Mentally, right? Something that I don't think anyone was prepared for or even thought could happen, right? Like it was really a year from a movie, man. It was crazy. But I would say that honestly, it was really hard, and I feel like I'm starting to become a bit more open now. But it was really hard to like bring anything to anybody. It was like, yo, I'm trying to keep my sense. Like, you know, you're in a house for a week. Like, I remember journaling and like, oh, it was a good week this week. Yo, it was a bad week. I don't know where my mind like took me some days. You know what I'm saying? It was, but for the most part, I would say that I have a contagious energy as well. And like you said, Maya, when I go out with people, and Eric can tell you, and I think Eric, you're the same way, bro. If we going out with somebody, if we spending time outside, you know, meeting up with you, it doesn't matter, male, female, whomever, right? It's like, yo, nah, understand, I'm coming out because I really bang with you. You know what I'm saying? I got other stuff I could have been doing. Life is different. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm choosing to spend time with you, you better appreciate that. And I'm gonna give you good energy. But if I get bad vibes, like I said, I'm honest, I'm straightforward. Like, this isn't working. I hope you have a great night. I hope you have fun. I would dip.
That's very you.
I would dip. Yo.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that I definitely try to bring forth a pure, organic, like, you know, build a nice bond with people that I interact with. When I walk down the street, I'm a very open, like, I'll speak
and
to
that was
anybody.
That was my answer for you, Kimani. Like, in my opinion, your value to my life is that sense of emotional connection.
I was gonna say the same thing about Kimani.
Easy, like, Kimani, you connect with people on an emotional level so easy. Like, it's amazing,
Well,
bro.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, your emotional connection with new people is bar none. Honestly, bro. Honestly.
It's truly like you, and you
I'm in the right business then.
I was gonna say, Kimani, no, I definitely feel like even within this conversation, like, your connection, like I said, I felt like I've known you for like we actually connected, like we're bonded, and I don't like we just met today. But also, can we gas you up or no? Or we're gonna do that later?
Can I gas y'all up first? That's what I do. That is one thing I know I bring to relationships. I'm gonna hype you up. Period.
There we go.
There we go. That's fact. That's fact. Yeah, that's fact.
I have one for you, Alicia.
Oh my God. Wait. Okay, no. Okay, wait. Look, I want to talk about. Okay, look. So this the order we gonna do it, because y'all are not gonna let up off of this. I want to gas y'all up. I want to say what I bring, and then y'all can gas me up, and then let's go from there. What I
have one for Maya as well. I know Maya feel left out. I have one for Maya as well.
Okay. So wifey, my favorite thing about you is how blunt you are, and I said this to you before. I love the fact that you are unapologetically yourself at all times. I think that helps you filter out who's for you and who's not. And I think that also creates a solid foundation in all of your relationships, especially with us. And what I love is that you are not only blunt, but you're mindful. You know, you move with intention. And I appreciate that about you. Kimani, my favorite thing about you is like you show up in a way where it's like your emotional like energy. It's not obviously it's not negative if I'm gassing it up. But the thing is like you wear your heart on your sleeve. You are unapologetically yourself. You're very honest. And the thing is like that natural emotional connection that people pick up on, it's like the first thing. Like that was actually one of the first things I noticed about you when I met you. And I think I don't even think you realize that naturally you have the energy of being a safe space for people. And I love that about you. And then Eric, what I love about you is the fact that you are just so, how do I explain it? Like you say, your energy, it's very magnetic. What I love about you is just the fact that you're a very gentle spirit, but you're also very forward. The thing is, you naturally give people their space, but you are also a very welcoming energy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You definitely wear your heart on your sleeve. And what I love too was just the fact that you aren't selfish, you know, like you are very, how do I explain it? No, that's the best way to put it. You aren't selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, I've had my bad days for all three of you. Like, I've had my bad days and y'all show up, you know? Like, and what I love is that through everything you guys do, it's always from a good space. It's always, you know, like your heart is in the right space. Your mind is in the right space. You all are very true to who you are and your nature. And I appreciate that about each and every one of you for sure. Beautiful. I love you guys so much.
Beautiful, Alicia.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Honestly. And Alicia, I want to say, you love hard. And that's one of the best things you bring to any table. You love hard. You love with your whole heart, you know? You all in. Absolutely. And when I tell you that's one of the best traits and also the worst trait about you, you know? So, you know, so it's like, you know, you easily can love, but you can easily get hurt as well, you know? So I would say crazy? That, you know.
Exactly what you said, bro. It was like, look, you weren't there. We met you through a mutual person and we felt the love. You know what I'm saying? You weren't there for us.
Right.
You were there for that other person and we felt the love through that relation. You know what I'm saying?
But through that, I connected with you two in a way where it was separate. even be, I mean, like, even like during
we're still here.
And after, right, during it and after. So we don't even count that other individual anymore. Like, this is an independent thing.
Maya, I don't, this is our first interaction, but I can only go off of who I see today, right? And I love the fact that I get open vibes from you. I get like real nurturing, beautiful vibes from you. And
I'm sensitive, y'all.
I know it's a journey. It's a journey to growing your locks, and that in and of itself, I get that. I can feel the growth, and I can't explain it. I can't even put it into words, but I can feel that you've had your own journey, and the woman that I see today is blossoming from that journey.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? And that's
it's like you know me.
Yes, hey. Maya, I want to say this, Maya. We knew each other for 2 hours. Okay? I think it's 2 hours.
Oh shit, yeah.
I
think I can.
That's okay.
I think Maya influenced such a great situation for me that I would love to be around more, honestly. I would love to talk about worldly topics with Maya, like spirituality. Yes, I want to have, deep conversations about spirituality, about the world. You spark conversation.
All of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. And I would love to have more convos with you. It sounds like I'm hitting on you, but it's not like
it sounds like you want
I'm working on myself. It's not like I'm free this Friday, and if you're free, we can go out. But it's not like that at all. Not at all. I'm just saying we had fun, this 2 hours, and I want to tell you, like, I would love to talk about more deep conversations with you, So you're deep thinking. That's what I love, Yeah.
Oh, my heart is so full. I love ending things.
Oh, Alicia, can I gas you up? Okay, so I like how you bring good vibes together. Like, you see how you did like this together. And I also, like I said, kind of going off what Eric said, like, I love how you guys, like, what did you say? Shoot, hold on, my bad.
That I love hard.
It's the weed.
I didn't want to I was like, wait, what did he actually say? No, that you love hard and you love with everything, and you like anything that you put like when I say you put everything in to the down to the smallest detail. Very detail oriented.
I don't know I'm sensitive.
And Kimani, I just snatched my earring out. But like I but no, like I said before, you're emotional, like the fact that you were able to even the fact that we can even like connect and feel like I said, I feel like I've known both of you for a long time. Eric, you just keep me laughing. I mean, I like to laugh, and your energy, like what you spoke on, that energy, like as soon as you came on, I was like, hey, I was like, hey, and I'm like, bro.
Yes. So Maya,
you're welcome.
I'm a little jealous because you removed something for Kimani while you was talking to him. And that's when when you remove your earring, I want you to remove, something for me as well. So I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly too. So I'm just saying.
A bracelet. Ow. So, yeah.
Once you show me your wrist, it's on.
The three of you.
Oh my! It was an accident. It was an accident.
Oh no, that's funny. Yeah. Hey, you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you.
So humble.
This was a whole vibe.
Yes, I'm so humble. I'm so grateful. I really think that people are going to be able to see this and take away a lot of good things. I love just the energy that this entire episode has been and will continue to be, because we love forever content, right? We love organic conversations with some real people for sure. And thank you all for making time for me today. I'm super humble and I love the three of you so much. And I think on that note, unless y'all have anything else to say, I think we're done.
I think we already follow the kid. Follow the kid.
Oh, absolutely. Plug yourself.
On social media. Yeah. Follow the kid on social media at Kimani K. Haynes. Kimani K. Haynes. That's KIMANIK HAYNES on Instagram, Twitter, those are Snapchat, but I'm not really on Snapchat. So
hey,
but yeah,
follow me, guys. At Eric Performs, ERICPE #4 UMS. Eric Performs Instagram. Okay, guys. You know, I be on Instagram a lot. Facebook, it's really for my family and my grandmother. She send me memes that I laugh at. So yes.
I love it. Wifey, you want to plug yourself?
Oh, I'll plug myself. Follow me at KarmaKreations. That's at XX Karma KARMA Creations
Oh, wow. Sounds like a soft porn website.
Yeah. Maya, turn this on.
Right, yeah.
Maya, turn this on.
Yeah. X Kiss FM. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, can you say your username slowly? One more time.
Yeah.
What's your username?
Say it slow. Yo, with a lotion. Yeah.
It's KarmaKreations, XX, Karma the normal way, Creations with the K. And if you can't spell that, that says a lot about your education. And
that is tough. That's tough.
Hey.
And on that note, thank you, the three of you. I'm so humble once again. And thank you to everyone that has been hanging in here with us, watching this episode. We are out.
Deuces.